Hey everyone. Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well. Let's talk about live music. Let's talk about concerts in the age of coronavirus. I shouldn't have to talk about this, and yet we are talking about it. Let's start off with researchers, experts, apparently have been on record, and it has been covered, that their estimate is that concerts and sporting events wouldn't come back until like 2021. 2021 in the fall. That's a long way away from now, isn't it? Well, stupid. Concerts are back. For anybody who missed it, a little while ago, like maybe last week or so, what started making headlines was this idea of, I guess, America's first socially distanced concert. And if you know anything about the spread of this disease, what experts have been recommending as far as preventing contraction of it, the guidelines here are absolutely insane and really downright stupid. Putting people into fan pods where you're only allowed to be around a certain number of people in that space, and then separating those pods and corridor regulations in terms of like people walking and whatever. It seemed like, I don't know, sort of like a recipe for, hey, let's make sure everybody catches this. Obviously not as bad as just having everyone go into the venue as they normally would, with no temperature checks and gathering as they would with no distancing regulations at all. Still not really the type of thing that you would think, yeah, wow, that's actually a really novel idea. No way is it going to spread now. It just kind of seemed like a really half-assed attempt to excuse themselves, the venue I'm talking about, excuse themselves and ordain this concert as safe. Well, according to even the own state of Arkansas, the concert as it was regulated here was in fact not safe, and there was actually a plan to shut the thing down. It got postponed for a few days, and then after those days, I guess the concert actually happened, with, I suppose, some alterations, but it seems that it did occur. This Travis McCready Fan Pods concert did actually occur. Now, what I'm noticing here in the picture, and what I think is quite silly about this, and this is coming from someone who has actually sold shows, sold out some venues, I can't imagine that this this concert is breaking even. If you need to do this to safely put people in your concert venue, I can't imagine you are generating much money off of this. Now, look, I feel for people in the live industry. I have friends in the live industry. I have friends who are booking agents. I have friends who help run venues. I have friends who bartend in these types of spaces. But ultimately, I also don't want them to get sick. And I know a lot of them sort of do their jobs with a lot of heart and a lot of passion, but they also do their jobs with a total lack of health insurance. The musicians who also play these venues are usually without health insurance. So monetarily, what kind of risk are they putting themselves at to be playing shows like these? I think what we should be focused on federally and politically is bailing out the live industry and everyone involved with it, just like we have various other corporations and companies, unfortunately, with the bill that passed, I think, a little bit over a month ago at this point. But the live industry in total accounts for billions and billions of dollars in the economy. And why can't we just sort of throw some money at it and the people who work within it to keep them steady and keep them safe before live music and live events can come back? Because look, we all know that live music and live events like these are important to our lives. They enrich our culture, and they give us amazing experiences that we carry with us until the day that we die. That's why we're so desperate for them to come back. But honestly, I think that we should take that importance, that passion that we feel for this, and focus it more on what can we do now not to bring it back as quick as possible and keep this pandemic lasting for as long as it possibly can, because that's all we're doing with this. We're only just drawing out the amount of time that this is going to last, because as it has been 3D modeled and covered in numerous publications, look, when you cough in an enclosed space, especially without a mask, this is the kind of indoor spread that you are looking at. This is not the type of space, an enclosed space like this this is not where you want to be during a pandemic like this. I get that there are situations and scenarios where you have to be in the grocery store. People who are essential workers have to do what they got to do. You know, I get that. I understand that. A concert is an unnecessary risk. You know, you don't need to go to a concert. Now, that being said, there are certainly ways I think that this sort of thing could be done. Meanwhile, over in Estonia, apparently they're doing things like this, where you have people who are watching via multiple iPads. What? And then there's a ton of people who are in the crowd, as it were, and they're all like watching and enjoying the concert from their cars. So you have cars parked out in front, like rows of iPads of people all kind of enjoying this concert. And my good friend Marc Rebillet is about to embark on a similar sort of situation. I don't believe there are going to be any iPads involved. I've talked to Marc personally. No iPads from what I understand, but it is like a drive-in based show. He's going to be doing a handful of performances at some drive-in movie theaters. He's going to be on a stage. Everyone's going to be parked in front of him in their cars. Don't got to leave the car. Don't got to go anywhere. You can just chill in the car, see the show, and do your thing that way. Doing things like this, I don't think is it, because ultimately all that's going to do is put off. It's going to push back the potential of us getting to a place sooner rather than later where we can have just a normal concert without having to worry about, am I going to go there and get sick? So as much as I am not a fan of this over here, I do hope that everyone came away from this concert not ill, not having spread anything, and I hope any further live musical events in the future are a bit safer, a bit more sensible, and put less people at risk. All in all, this Travis McCready thing, in my view, was not worth it, was a dumb stunt, a stupid attempt at trying to force things back to the way they were when things are not going to be the way they were for a little while, especially if you keep doing shit like this. These are my thoughts. These are my opinions on this. Let me know what yours are down in the comments of this video. Over here next to my head is another one that you can check out. Hit that up or the link to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Anthony Fantano, concerts forever.